Today it's all about scene headings, the ints and the exts of all of it. Thank you for watching, thank you for liking, subscribing, really do appreciate it. Let's jump in. Scene headings are more simple than a lot of us like to believe. Most of the time we overcomplicate them, so we're going to try to not overcomplicate them and just simplify them a little bit today. So there's really three main parts. There's a couple of other subparts which we'll kind of talk about as we go, but there's three main parts for a scene heading. And a scene heading typically looks like this. We have interior, office, day. Now we got our three main pieces. We have the interior, exterior. So are we inside, are we outside? We have the location, and we have the time of day. Those are really the three parts, but it kind of gets a little confusing sometimes, or actually, again, we overcomplicate it. So sometimes you have something like a pavilion in a park. Okay, it's a covered pavilion. You can see out, but it's a pavilion. So am I interior pavilion or am I exterior pavilion? And sometimes that starts to get confusing. It gets confusing when it's a car, right? Am I inside the car, outside the car? What about a phone booth? You know, like a traditional phone booth that you walk inside. Now it's on the sidewalk on a city street, so that's outside, but if I'm inside the phone booth, am I interior or exterior, or is it interior, exterior? I don't know. And a lot of times we fret about this, right? Is it inside, is it outside? Stop fretting about it. Think about one of these two things, and this will help you. How is the lighting of the scene? Is it being lit primarily from outside light or inside light? So if it's inside light or controlled light, probably interior. If it's outside light, exterior. Now you can also do it by where the camera might be. So if I'm under something, am I interior, right? Or if I'm outside, I'm exterior. So this is why sometimes with a car, we might say interior / exterior car, because the camera can be both outside and inside the car, right? I might be lighting the car from inside and outside, so it's some of both. You can kind of pick one of those and just try to be consistent through your script. So what you don't want to do is call it, like if I'm in a pavilion in a park, I don't want to say it's interior pavilion at one point and then exterior pavilion at another point, because now I'm confused, especially if all the activity is taking place under the roof part of that pavilion. So just be consistent in how you're doing it. Just pick one. It's going to be fine. Nobody's going to like fine you or, throw you in screenwriter jail because you got it wrong, okay? Just pick one, be consistent, you'll be fine. Now the location, that is also something you need to be consistent with. So if you have a location that's just in one spot, and we're only there one time, it's like the only office scene in the whole thing, okay, well now I can just keep it in the office and I'm good. I can just write interior office day, done. Okay, I'm never in another office, doesn't matter. But what if I've got Mrs. Park, and Mrs. Park is at her office on Wall Street in a high rise, and we see another scene where Mrs. Park is in her home office. Well, then I might want to do it different. So if I'm at her home office, I might want to do something like interior Park home office night. Okay, so something like that. So everything that takes place in the Park home might be Park home hallway, Park home bedroom, Park home kitchen, something like that. And you can do that with anything. So if I'm at a pavilion in a park, so we're now in a park, right? I've got a pavilion. I might have something like Central Park Pavilion, Central Park Pond, Central Park Sidewalk. I can do things like that, and I kind of know like, oh, okay, that's all in that general area, and that kind of helps things. So you can drill down on the locations a little bit if that helps your story. The main thing here with scene descriptions is you want to be consistent and you want to be clear. Just be consistent and clear, you're going to be fine. Okay, now we get to the time of day, and this also gets confusing because people like to put things like, sunrise, sunset, afternoon, evening, early morning. It's like, no, day or night. If it really matters that it's at sunrise or sunset, then sunrise, sunset. Otherwise, it's day, it's night. Don't overcomplicate it. Let's just say your script sells. They're really going to be concerned with, is it day? Is it night? Is it sunrise? Is it sunset? That's it. So just worry about those things. Don't worry about all the other stuff. Some people like to add in some other little addendum things. So things like continuous or later or establishing. And you can do that if you want to. It doesn't totally slow down the read, but it is a little distracting. And a lot of times you can just take care of that stuff by how you're writing it, how one scene leads to the next, or how you're describing the setting. So you could do something also like exterior, Times Square, day, it's Bedlam. That tells us it's an establishing shot. I don't have to write establishing. I wouldn't want to write exterior, Times Square, day, establishing, it's Bedlam. That's extra. Screenplays are about paring it down, the minimum things you need. Just get the words out that don't matter and just keep it lean, keep it moving, keep the person reading. That's what you want. Don't put in extra words. So if I've got two things that mean the same thing, just take one out. So I don't need the establishing. I also don't need later. You know, if it's coming later in the thing, it should be very clear, right? I can do that in the description. So I don't have to add those little things on there. And some people think, I've got to add those in. No, you don't. No, you don't. Your job is to try to keep the reader reading, right? Just let them keep reading. So if it's extra, if it's superfluous, don't put it in there. Just keep going. You'll be just fine. So 3 main parts: interior, exterior, the location, time of day. You're going to be just fine. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have and you found value, please like, subscribe, bell, all that. I really do appreciate it. Otherwise, happy writing. And if you're going to tell a story that matters. See you later.